Nostradamus of crypto. His charting skills have discovered new entire galaxies. He once was engaged to Satoshi Nakamoto's oldest sister. He is the most interesting trader in the world. And today we ask him, what do you do when the market crashes?
I buy more. And I also subscribe to Road Dog Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.
Met her at a blockchain party, she wore a Bitcoin necklace. Says she mind her own ether because she passed my stress test. Kept talking decentralization, my heart began to sing. But then saw her exodus, now that's a crypto fling. You don't really love me, you just love my crypto. You don't really see me, you just see my crypto. You sick Crypto slut, need some road dog, you know. Then came another gal, met me on a trading app. Told her my wallet was fat, her greed made me snap. Wanted my private keys to unlock all the gains, but she was just another fashion link in my chain. You don't really love me, you just love my crypto. You don't really see me, you just see my crypto. You sick Crypto slut, slut, need some road dog, you know. Maybe I'll find one in a cyber cafe with no gain in her eyes, just loving her array. No fake QR codes or wallets to hack. A love that's decentralized, no strings in the back. Then rolled in a Satoshi, claimed she knew all the tricks, but her blockchain was shady, full of pump and dump pits. She said, hold out together, I'll take you to the moon. But I ain't buying her Ponzi loves, my bubble to croon. Yeah. You don't really love me, you just love my crypto. You don't really see me, you just see my crypto. You sick Crypto slut, look, need some road dog, you know. Maybe I'll find one in a cyber cafe with no gain in her eyes, just loving her array. No fake QR codes or wallets to hack. A love that's decentralized, no strings in the back. Then rolled in a Satoshi, claimed she knew all the tricks, but her blockchain was shady, full of pump and dump pics. She said, hold it all together, I'll take you to the moon. But I ain't buying her Ponzi loves, my bubble to croon. Yeah.
A bad call. You know we used to cash in fast. You trashed it all so damn fast. Cause baby, now I played your bad call. You hyped that trade, I paid the rate. Did you have to push it? Pumped your guru call. I was on your signal, now I've lost it all. Bought your bullshit breakout, thought you'd have my back. Coins burned up in minutes, you're a fucking hack. Oh, it kills me to think of the fat gains I lost today. Cause baby, you made a bad call. You know we used to cash in fast. You trashed it all so damn fast. Cause baby, now I played your bad call. Yo, did I call the dip, huh? Slow with the flare, charge my terrain, I'm the king up in there. Streams my machine, hypes my domain. You took the hit, kid, feel that pain. Trade hot shot, yeah, fancy my spin. You tanked hard, that's your sin. Not my fault, I don't miss the take. Still cash and clout, no mistakes. Oh, it kills me to think of the fat gains I lost today. Cause baby, you made a bad call. You know we used to cash in fast. You trashed it all so damn fast. Cause baby, now I played your bad call. Yo, guru with the 1 minute fame slipping. Flags crushing hard, you're a fraud, I'm ripping. Streams hot clout, chase a prick on the mic. Stacks gone quick, you're a scam, that's right. Ego fat calls suck, you're out of touch. Pump that trash, left me broke too much. YouTube king, nah, just a hype machine. Crypto's mine, you're done, has been seen. Did you think I'd take it? Eat your garbage call. Your clout's dead to me now. Watch your bullshit fall. Cause baby, you made a bad call. You know we used to cash
This song needs a little bit of cowbell. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself.
They gathered round the screen, eyes on the monitor bright.
Well, this show's about to get started.
They're waiting for the turkey to stream day or night. With Fibonacci lines and trend lines bold. They're ready to learn their crypto wealth to unfold. Here they come to watch the turkey. Oh yeah, yeah. Here come the turkey. Yeah, you know he's gonna call it right. No, 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 he gonna call it right.
For everyone waiting for the turkey.
Gotcha, bitch. Thank you very much.
Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl that thought that I was the one. Bitcoin playing games with us on this weekend up here, and I'm here on the tiny 6 minute like I usually am. It's just not the same without the turkey phase, is it? Do we need turkey? Do we need turkey? Let me know. Let me see some turkeys in the chat there if we need Turkey Man back. Is it the turkey vibe we're after this weekend? So, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin just dropped all the way down here to 95,600, but now she's all the way back up 96 something. Wow, you just playing all kinds of games with our heads. I went long and short. I followed a rule to go short, which I don't like to do, which is basically the same as short and smart, because it's a little fake out what it was. But I also long because, yeah, I think they're going to do it. So here they come. But I still think they're playing with this. Will be coming back down. I think they are really playing with this. So these moving averages here on this small time frame, 6 minute. The small one for this the small time frames right now, they're bearishly crossing, getting ready to. They're trying to flip. They're really trying to flip. The 360s coming over the 600. These are big numbers. 360s coming over the 600. 800 is what we're testing right now. It's a good place for it to get rejected, but I'm wondering if she'll come right back up here. Also, retest this 618 Fibonacci, but you know, we played it for a while. There's our fuzzy woolly booger right there. That's what I'm calling the little guy. He pops up a lot, seems like, and then bad news seems to follow. Just, I found you. We've identified him now. We can look him in the eye, woolly booger. You're bad news. Anyway, trying to follow these ideas as best as anyone can, because she started doing a curvy curve and doing some other stuff and going up and just getting rejected off of the 618. The 618 can't get past the 618. Now, being above that on any time frame, big time frame, little time frame, medium-sized time frame. Hey, there you are, girl. How you doing? Is bullish. Your eyeballs don't look right here. We're going to take them off. Oh, my eyes, my eyes. And I don't know. Try to give you something a little different here than the standard flag to the upside, because that seems to be the go-to. Everything is a flag to the upside. Always a flag to have that flag. None of these flag ideas would have worked with them. Channel idea comes in pretty handy, though. I just gotta say, that changed my thinking a lot. Was applying that simple idea of a channel. Save me from getting caught in all them flag to the upside dreams that are sold to you by some of these simple trading strategies out here. Not saying you don't need a simple trading strategy, but you do need to recognize its limits and recognize that, hey man, if I keep saying the same thing all the time, wow, is that So anyway, we look like we're coming down, and we talked about this, that it did not look like she could stay up there. We even mentioned the was it on this chart? The little woolly booger that we had, the little woolly booger that we had back here. Couldn't stay above that 200 or that 618 Fibonacci, that yellow line there. So this is a reversal area. Even though we got above it, we couldn't hold it. So that does suggest that, well, now we can pull the fib a little bit more comfortable. Now, you can still make the argument that with the price that I had there, 95,000, we might be headed there, maybe a little lower, somewhere in that range. There's also that 50 moving. I'm on the 4-hour, by the way. It's a little bit more reasonable one to forecast on, to be a little bit more accurate. Be retesting the top of this idea right here, and that's accurate. You got candle body closes right up there, making a big, nice, thick line. So we will put green line there. That's green text. We'll put a green line there. Oh, look, for support. I like the cloud. Cloud looks healthy. Maybe we can come down here and bounce. It's on the table. It's on the table. We are in a bearish formation, a rising channel that is bearish. She's had several touches on it. How many more touches can this bottom trend line come before it's 3 humps and a dump time? We're pressing our luck up here, and that's fine. That's fine. That's cool. It's cool. We came up. We didn't quite get above this guy. Now that still might be in store. There might still be that one little push, that one little squeeze it out, squeeze it out, just to get up there, just even a little bit. But so far, we pretty much established that we're no longer in a downtrend. We knocked this little guy out, step back into this zone. So if we come down for a higher low, I am cool with that. That is healthy. But I'm still going to say, just by what I see in this bigger channel that we're in, when I'm looking at channel theory, that sounds impressive, doesn't it? Channel theory. He's a channel theorist. That there may still be one more leg up until we break this trend line. This bigger one over here, you know, we can make the argument that, yeah, there might still be one more leg up. Elliot, what do you think? See, Elliot's getting a little skimpy here, and this is where, okay, girl, you're getting on my nerves. Let me put you down here. I don't want to delete you because you're cute. I'll put you on the bottom somewhere. She's behind my head now. What are you doing back there? All right. So she's counting a 5-way, but guarantee if this thing comes up that she's going to change it. Elliot going to change his mind, and 5-way's going up there. But hey, this was cool. Just okay. There you are. See ya. Go back to the weekly and just remember this idea. And I got it. Kudos to you, Elliot. I'm like, so this is why I'm, you know, it's not out of the question to expect some of these prices. Elliot's all for it. Now, bear in mind when he was, you know, when there's a possible, it wasn't like that. When these lines come up as possible things, it is not taking into account the little jankiness that you can do in between there. It makes it look like, oh, we're going straight up, but we looked at this several weeks ago when, like, wow, Elliot, you kind of that's I like the way you're thinking on that. I'm not going to bitch about it at all. So let's keep that idea in mind. You know, I don't want to get too bearish, but also don't want to get too, don't get too bullish, but also don't get too bearish or anything either. So as far as Bitcoin goes, the best thing to do is zoom out on the daily and get to a chart that's not as mucked up. Daily, Ichimoku Cloud, that looks good. This is looking good so far, and we're far away from them, so, you know, hopefully we won't get near them. The further we can stay away from them, the better, but also the further we get away from them, then we start finding ourselves easing back into them one way or another. So I was looking at a secondary trend line, and it's kind of getting on my nerves right now, so I'm going to erase it so I can see what I'm looking at. This is our 618 Fibonacci area that we can get rejected from, even on this channel, or this chart. It's always good, whatever chart you go through, they're on different exchanges, and you'll have different numbers. They'll have different tops, and, you know, oh man, did you reset again? Sean, have you been messing with my stuff? I'm glad I saved you. that is our 618, and we got our line up here. All right, so next target up, if we happen to break above this, would be about 102,000. I was saying, most of you should know, but it's best if you also chart on the actual exchange. That's why they have all those tools there before you put your order in. It just has a double check. And it's also if you're doing like using TradingView to actually chart on the exchange that you're trading on, because there are variations on there. I'm sitting here just drawing lines because that's what I do. As far as what we're doing here on the daily, everything looks good. 21 moving average just crossed bullishly over both the 200 and 100. Translates bullish cross, very good. The bad news is the 100 just went negative over the 200 and the 21. The 200 is the one that matters. So that can indicate a little bit of a pullback or a reason to pull back. Momentum kind of slowing down, or the currents are kind of crashing into each other there. So we'll probably get caught up in those what trade wind? No, not trade wind. We're going to get caught up in the backlash. I'll just leave it at that. Uh-oh. So all those little lines looking on the smaller time frame don't really mean very much when we zoom out on the daily, does it? You just kind of see more of how things are actually coming, and rejection there. We're still above the 9, so that's cool. 9 moving average is coming in at 95,100. We still have that CME gap thing that's hanging around on the regular candles over here. This little guy. We still got this little guy down here that they might want to take care of. Is that the 618 over here? The movement averages are that is. Oh, that's interesting. But now that's 97,000. That's where it was Friday. So we'll have another gap. Won't that be fun? Depending on where we close Sunday night. Let me get some of this stuff off of here. That is so over on CME futures. We were up there. Now when we open, say Sunday, where are we at right now? We're at 90. We're at 96.1. We would be, well, not too far off. Let's just say we're at 96. So we would have a little gap right here at that 618 area. And they like to close gaps. I wonder what they will do. You think they will come down here? If we continue on down, that might be what the first thing to do is close that gap, and then they can close that gap right there. That would be a zigzag worth taking. There's an idea that they might be happening. Kill two birds with one stone, or is it too obvious? If it's too obvious, they may not do it. So see what they do on Sunday. But the driving us up on Thursday and Friday, no apparent reason, just getting everybody bullish. All of YouTube was like, yeah, baby, yeah. I feel like being a turkey again for some reason. I think we're going to the turkey for right now. And boom. Oh, yeah. See, turkey's a little bit more expressive there. Let me turn my regular candle or my candles back on because they just make more sense to me now. You get used to them. You backtracked on me. Don't do that. Why you keep drawing white lines? Okay, let's go over and hit that. All right, so Bitcoin obviously coming down from where she was, and now everybody will probably start turning bearish, and you'll probably hear say where cause for I don't know. YouTube is kind of finicky that way, but notice how quick sentiment changed. I mean, let's just take this to account right here, because I mean, I know what I was saying. I was saying I wouldn't be. I'm expecting it not to really go crazy over there, and I'm kind of being weary about what it's doing there, because I'm like, I see a real good chance. The 4 hour was telling me it has a good chance to pull back, so I'm not surprised that it is. And it was starting to make me nervous that it was getting just a little bit too bullish, and you were getting that sentiment like we were just going to go straight off. And I'm not saying that we can't just pull back a little bit and maybe it starts all over again come next week and there's bullish news and we'll start driving up for that one other final push there or something. But it would not hurt my feelings for her to just get rejected here and then come down. That taking account from this channel, forget the channels there, just going by fib strategy, that would be the normal thing we look for. And even pattern trading ideas, whichever pattern or levels or whatever that you go with, you would expect us to probably come back down to 88,000. So you might start seeing some more forecasts for those areas. I'm also kind of eyeballing this area around here about 91. That's where the gap is, about 91.5. That might be enough right now to satisfy them, because this channel, it doesn't fit good with the daily. Now it does with the smaller time frames, but on the daily, I don't get that at all. We get a different angle, and I would trust the daily as far as, you know, if I want to look for an angle more than I would the smaller time frames. So that opens us up to some bigger areas if we draw it straight down. I mean, we're starting to point down to the 200 moving average and the 100. Remember, the 100 is crossing bearishly over. We got a clash of the titans here of the bigger moving averages. So the smaller moving averages are the price first, and then the averages will follow. Might come back and have to talk to these guys. That's how I kind of put it out there. So what does that mean for altcoins, and how does that translate? And that's where it gets interesting over here. Altcoins also at a support line, wondering if it's going to hold or not. And then we got Bitcoin dominance, which keeps creeping up right above the dog over here, and then falling back down. Now it's good when it falls down, and it's starting to give us a red candle, or a purple candle in my case. But so is total 3 here. So we're seeing money moving out of the altcoins and everything, and we're starting to see our dollar pick up. The DXY, the Dixie. That's not stable coin or anything, but that's picking up. And the regular stock market, tech stocks left on a really good note on the weekend, and it may continue bullish next week. Now that should be good for Bitcoin. So you'd probably see Bitcoin. I might see some interesting plays for it. Maybe be a little bit more bearish, maybe not come down too far. I don't know. Overall, I like what we're doing. We just don't need to do too much too soon, and it would be okay to have a pullback here. That's all I got to say about it. Total 3 is kind of with our altcoins, and according to this, we're kind of losing our line, or flirting with it right now. Candle hasn't closed yet, but this is a rejection area that I've had up there for a while. Like, this is the area that we may need to look at taking profits with our altcoins, or, you know, doing something. And it looked like it was going to bust out of there for a little bit, but it didn't. And it looked like it's going to bust out again, and it didn't. And now it looks like it may be trying to come down a little bit. And if it does, you know, we may be losing about $50 billion for a minute. Ichimoku Cloud says, you know, we could probably stay in this area and maybe making a bottom pattern. I mean, pattern people would be looking, there's a possible inverted head and shoulders that may form. We say possible. We don't just bluntly say that that's what's going to happen, or I'm smarter than everybody and seeking stuff. That's what gets you wrecked, because you don't know. She can do lots of stuff, but we would hope this is something that we normally can see, so we can kind of keep it in the back of our mind. Hey, man, I think that this might be a play to look for, but we don't want to boldly say this is what's going to happen, then that's going to happen, and then we're going to break out and we're going to the moon. If we hit this area, we're going to fly. You get a lot of that sentiment on YouTube, and I think it could backfire, especially for the newer people. If you've been around the block, you know you can't be that willy-nilly, or when you do, you get your ass handed to you. So we're in danger with the altcoins coming down, being rejected here as we're rolling over and beneath this cross of a 100 over 200, kind of what Bitcoin is doing right now. But the cool thing is, when you zoom out, you have this big fallen wedgie, or a big steep retracement, however you want to look at it. And you also had a woolly booger up here. I just want to point that out. This has been the pattern of the cycle, the one that has really stood out to me the most out of everything that I've noticed. When I don't pay attention to Mr. Woolly Booger there, he finds a way to show up again somewhere. So Woolly Booger says price go down, and price went down, and now we got a falling wedge, and we can break out. But there's also that there's the rule of thumb, man. You get a breakout from especially these patterns, especially triangle patterns. You do a retest, or can. You have that chance, and it's a little higher than 50-50 in most chances. So you got a pretty good odd of coming back down there. And if you don't, well, you say, well, I guess that's just bullish after. You know, what else can you do? But that can save your ass sometimes, just keeping that in mind of the retest idea. That price would be right down here for some of these altcoins, and we'll just have to see how it's starting to turn out. But right now we can see that they look like they're in trouble, Helen. Look up there. Is that a shoulder, head, and shoulder? When did we start calling it shoulder, head, and shoulder instead of just a shoulder or a head with head and shoulders pattern? I think we should get back to trying to keep things as well. I just call that one a woolly booger, though. All right. Well, gosh darn it. A lot of people see that. Now, the only thing with my clarification, this messed up my neckline, so I don't have a solid neckline, but you can go with triple tops. They're all in the same little category. When you really juice it down, you really got a little range there, and it could be a little bit bigger than the box I've got. That's fibs, but oh man, you move the fib, you didn't move the box. That's what she said. I mean, technically, you can say the range is all through here. Where we I'm going candle bodies, and we wick down there. We're kind of in this little range over here. Could be a distributive kind of range, or could it be a reaccumulation kind of range? We're looking at that lower low. Makes me think they want to distribute so they can come back down here and reaccumulate at a lower price. But anyway, that's just me thinking out loud. Let's see how she plays out. But the scalloping, rounded tops, that idea. So we got to see what she's trying to do there. She could still get that third hump there, in my personal opinion. But hey, maybe I'm just not counting this one, this tiny hump over here, my lovely lady hump. All right, well, that was a small one. That's a nice W pattern there. That's a nice reversal area. So maybe getting the juicy little buy areas coming for altcoins, and is that a bad thing? How's these altcoins been doing after they've been telling you buy now, chase it up there, chase it so they can dump on the weekends? What it looks like. So what's going on here on the daily for the top? We were down about 3%, 4%, 5%. That tells me that a lot of those flags to the upside did not play out as expected here on the weekend, right? But, you know, there's some people that, I mean, it seems like the only TA that you see is something like this, and with some crazy ass measure move, like, oh, we're even down here. And so, yeah, I can see this and this, and this looks good, and this looks good. Yeah, looks like we're heading to there. Next coin, throw it in a flag, That seems to why is that? I'll tell you, we got a 786 Fibonacci retrace pivot area right there that we seem to be pivoting from. So I would expect us to come a little bit, way bit lower, ladies and gentlemen. And maybe that means we can plan with it and get some juicy buy areas. Let me say hello to everybody. Did I say hello or not? I didn't. How rude am I? My microphone is on. We are the turkey. We'll come back out. We did. We say hello. Bobby Yaz, how's it going? Avi Medina, good. Marshmallow, Chris Klein, MJ Motorsports. Your mascara is running. I have that problem sometimes. That's really why I wanted to go to the turkey face. The mascara does run. Thank you for the cowbell. My pleasure, really, Marshmallow. Anytime I can help with the old cowbell, you know, I'll bring her on out. If you need a little pep up in your life, you just need a little cowbell. Just checking over here. I'm getting my streams confused is what I'm doing. I streamed earlier today. I want to put the little request marker out. Look, it worked tonight. Oh my gosh. What a great place for a piece of equipment that works and for it awesome. So I'll put that up right there. Take me a little sip over here. Don't forget to turn the microphone back off. I'm just kidding. I got it. All right. So let's take a look at some altcoins. Let's start getting into some juicies here. Yeah. I'd like to look at a few. Let's see. Here at the vanity wall. Oh, some of you guys posted some. Oh no, that was. Never mind. We got. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this back over here? Just enough. This is a chart that somebody posted. That's as big as I can get it, right? It doesn't get any bigger. That's a chart that somebody posted. This is part of what I have issue with over here. Well, we got a trend line, but look, there's one touch there. We're just guessing there's an angle. We're guessing that it's going to do this. Got a measure move. Got no breakout to put a measure move from. It's just there, pointing up to this target. Measured from where? Or don't know. Just wherever I think it's going to break out. We're just guessing is what we're doing. We're just guessing. That's all this can be, is guessing right here. But there's another trend line coming from one point, going to an angle that's, I mean, there's how many? Got one touch on one side, one touch on the other. The rules of pattern trading, for anybody who's out there and does not want to have their ass handed to them on their platter, or doesn't want to be stared in the wrong direction and they have to figure out months down the line, man, I've been learning the wrong stuff. You need, for any pattern, you need 2 touches on one side and 3 on the other to be a valid pattern. And I don't care if you're the one you got is different from your neighbor looking at the same screen. As long as you got those elements, you got a valid pattern to play. This one does not qualify. This is not a valid pattern here. And then there is this. This is what we call pattern forcing. This is what you need to avoid. It's making things that aren't there. And I think they do this with the pretext. Well, look for this to happen. It's going to go out here, and then they can, I don't know, I guess stroke their ego like they're a genius and saying, you know, for any, because sometimes these things will fill out, kinda, or to some degree. Well, what they do is they just keep adjusting lines to make it look all good. I'm surprised there is another line there. But anyway, but it's also, so there's a projection going up. So your call is to the up, but then there's also this. It's also, I heard this person say 2 contrary different things, and that's what's so weird about here on YouTube, because the viewer is going to, especially the new person and the new people learning technical analysis, they're only going to hear what they want to hear. That's an issue that a lot of us streamers have when we say things. Sometimes, you know, the heart of the message is not getting across. There's only certain things that are picked up and then thrown back, and you're like, that wasn't what I was really trying to say. Or, you know, people hear what they want to hear a lot. So when you do call upside, and it happens, and people are going to remember that, and they're going to take credit for it. You're also laying the seed for this complex head and shoulders, which, man, I mean, you got to stretch and squint, and you're, you know, normal TA people just talk about price structure, higher highs and higher lows, and now but we're kind of forcing patterns. So now we're calling both ways. And I did hear this person say something like, I'll be very surprised or disappointed or something, you know, if it doesn't break down from that. And then a few moments later, you know, calling for upside. So it's both. And then it's just crazy what I see out here. But anyway, triangles, and so that's why I take a little care, and that's why I address it. This is not proper. This is not traditional. This is not. This is people just pulling things out. This is guessing, speculating, pure speculating. Might as well gamble. Same as gambling, in my personal opinion, right here. You need some solid rules and guidelines, and this is a form of this. It creates a bias. Now that's all you're going to see, right? Shoulder, head, and shoulder. I told you should have seen that. If that doesn't play out and it breaks out, I told you we were in this. We're going to go to the upside. Who's in this with me? But they actually, you know, they give out trades like that. The same person, they actually gave out a really big trade based on the flag, and we did go up some. And then right now we're right back almost down to where that breakout area was. And I'm not trying to, but sentiment changed. If you haven't noticed how sentiment has changed And then it's changing again right now because now everybody is starting to get a little bit more bearish. Now we're not holding this levels and people are pointing attention to that. Now all the flip is going to probably come out tomorrow and people calling for, low lows or maybe some more sensible, maybe calling back for some areas that we actually do need to come back and touch. Probably be hearing more about the CMA gap. But, just Thursday and Friday, just think back how bullish. There wasn't nothing stopping us. You need to load up. If you all aboard, we're taking off. And there's arguments to be made. We talk about this. We got support resistance right there. Maybe we bounce. I'm on the 4 hour. My biggest thing is our 200 and 300. Some of these bigger moving averages. They're still flip bearish, but we're trying to turn around. It's just not an easy go, especially these guys. Either they got to start coming up real dang quickly, or we got to come down and kind of meet them halfway. So anyway, getting back, what the hell is this turkey talking about? Where's the Bitcoin going? If this is a top, we don't know for sure, okay? I'm just going, it's possible. We're showing signs that, hey man, we may be getting ready to correct a little bit. Maybe. I'm not going to just sit here and say we're coming back to 80. We need to go back to around 88,000. I'll say we need to. I hope we do. But it's too early to make a call either way right now. To me, I still think we are technically bullish. Well, no, I take that back. We broke my trend line. No, we're going to hell now. Hell in the handbasket. Put her on fire. Nope. That's it. Change my thumbnail title. I'm bearish now. Get that little bear. Get that chicken off of here. No, we broke a trend line, so we are probably going, well, we got options. We're going to check areas of support that we've been down before. And whether you're looking at this little horizontal or a little crooked like I am, or if you go more horizontal, horizontal levels, we should be coming back down to these areas. That's 95.1. I'll be looking for that area and then also this trend line area and then whatever Fibonacci. Now, if I go by my Fibonacci strategy, now what she's telling me is, hey, she whispered in my ear, hey, Road Dog, 89,000. Don't tell nobody I told you, but 89,000. That's why we need to go down. You need to see me bounce right there, baby. And so that would be the sweet spot to bounce from. That's a 382. Now we in a bull market, baby. We full on bull. We getting ready to go sky high. Why shucks. Honestly, to tell you the truth, if we are ready for that bull market moment like we had before, it is this guy. So we will act, I think, on this particular move, just in case, so we will not miss it. Look at 92.4, this 236 area, because if it is rare that we would take a bounce there to do a one-to-one move. But Bitcoin, it will do that right when we're getting in rocket blast off season. So we'll pay attention. We'll pay attention to that. Okay, 92.4. That's right where our bigger movement averages are that we will come back and talk to at some point in time, because that Bitcoin makes a habit of doing that. She just does. So. We'll look at you sideways when we get, oh no, yeah, I read that. But this one right here, this one would be beautiful. And we can also even do 86 in this area here, but probably by the time price gets down here, these guys will be right up around this area for support, or indicating that that's a good support area. So I'm really, why did you go to, man? So this 89, so you're going to be one of those guys calling for $89,000 too, huh? I'm just doing it earlier. I've been saying this before that we should. But she kept saying no. I don't want to do it right now, and I'm like, well, I can't force you, but you need to. And now it's starting to look like she might be working on it, but still no guarantees. No guarantees. Bitcoin may decide, hey man, you don't tell me what to do. This is my show. I run this little son of a bitch. And come up here to 104,000, and then we do our 3 humps, and then an ABC correction down somewhere. That's still on the table. I'm not taking that off the table. That's still possible. Okay, so we looking at that one too. for that instance, what could we do? For that instance, it would be a bounce right off of this same area that we could go up there. As crazy as that sounds. As crazy as that sounds. So I'm going to lower this little bar. I want to put it actually on my fib area. And what is that? That is 94,005. So if we are getting ready to do any kind of rocket ship move, do the upside, blast off to the upside. I'm actually going to set an alert. I know it'll piss me off and I'll probably ignore it, but I'm going to set it anyway. And I'm going to raise it. I'm going to raise you up so you'll get me. It could. I could see a setup where something like that could happen. So we don't want to take that off the table either. But what is apparent right now, we did lose this particular trend line. So there's a little something coming. And I just heard something. I think I just had there we go. I'll even do a super duper fire alpha. Thank you. I don't know what I'm saying this alpha, but thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Thank you, Ave, for the boom. Thank you for the super chat. So okay, so here we are, 4 hour. We lost the 9, and so everything is no longer fine in Bitcoin land. And we just now lost the 21. Now we're down here at the 50, right here where this line is. So muy importante. I guess we need to throw a little line up there. Let's see what happens here. 95. So we got to start watching carefully. You also got support here, so we crisscross our lines. How long we can kind of predict a time, but that's just a game. It's like it's not something so, oh man, I can do that every time. Yeah, hey man, that's why I told you it would. It's not, you might get lucky. It is on that trajectory, so maybe it's kind of saying maybe by 4 o'clock. Is that tomorrow? By 4 o'clock tomorrow evening, Eastern Standard Time, we will be at $95,000. Or I'm not a turkey. We can change that. Maybe that'll hold. That'd be cool. I still question this guy and this guy right here because they're important. Now, this one's been coming up quite a bit. She's been traveling pretty quick. These guys have been kind of lagging around. But these are technically bullish in relationship to each other. We're making some progress. We are. Bitcoin is starting to look good. We're starting to verify that we're changing the trend that our bottom is in. That's what we're doing. And I do believe that is our bottom. I do believe it is. And we're just waiting to get a confirmation. And we got enough to get us, our first little wink of a confirmation. But let's see what she might have something bigger in mind. I'm really curious about the 3 hump thing. So we got 2 scenarios. It all for me depends on how we do with this line right here. If she crosses this line, just connecting from this, and I like it on the 4 hour is good. The angle even lines up to the bottom of them, the Hikinashi candles. You kind of zoom out and you see that the angles kind of they line up nice. Well, now you don't. Look at you zoom in. Oh my gosh, can't take him anywhere. I know Joe's probably out there telling me use the dang magnet, but I don't use the magnet. It's a habit. I can change my candle colors because they reset on me. I didn't see that candle body there. This angle, I mean, we're still within reason here. You need a line in the sand as close as you can get it. I'm more concerned about angles than I am actual. Well, I get my angles from the touches though. A line in the sand for, hey man, something might happen. And horizontally, I mean, you can consider somewhere around 93.7, something like that. We start getting in those areas, we're probably coming lower. But that's about $2,500 away from here. So that would be losing that 50 moving average. Losing that 50 moving average is not the good things. When we're on a good, strong trend on the bigger time, well, on any time frame, but especially the bigger ones, well, bigger ones, sometimes you don't even touch the 50. The real thumb is you right above the 9, and then sometimes it breaks the 9, touches the 21, and we bounce from there. And the trend usually continues. And for a deeper retracement, a 50 moving average, we'd come and bounce off of a 50 moving average, and that's usually what you see. Lose a 50 on an upward trend, and your trend's probably over. You're probably going to a correction, and that's where we start looking at the 100, 200 moving averages and things like that. And you can go walk it up the time frames, and you can see that. You can really see it on the bigger time frames. And for the big move up, you can see how we did that. The 9, she'd lose it, she'd regain it. The saying, or my saying, is if we're above the 9, we're fine. And we bounce off the 21. Some people just use a 21 as their main strategy thing. 21 200's popular idea out there. The 9 just gives you more information, and the more information you got, the more opportunities you have, is the way I look at it. And then our steeper retracements out the 50 even lost it there. But it's when we start coming to the 100, that's when things start getting hairy, and we're probably about to give it up. And in this case, that's what we did. So steeper retraces are at the 50, so you need to bounce off the 50. All right, that's basically how that translates. And we on that smaller time frame that we were looking at, we were getting ready to touch the 50. On here, it would probably it translates as the 9 moving average on the daily. So probably makes even more sense to explain it here. Remember, above the 9, everything's fine. If we bounce here, we still good, baby. We're still ready to go on up there. Might happen, but remember, we got some bearish crosses here. So we got some sandbagging that could be going on. Some sandbagging could be going on. So I'm curious. I don't know. I'm eating the popcorn just like you. Are you going to do it? Are you going to? I don't know. Are you? And that's all we can do. And to say anything different, that something is definitely going to happen, is just, well, that's very misleading, and probably not someone that you should, put a whole lot of weight into. I don't know if anybody is actually doing that right now, but if there are, I mean, because nobody knows 100% what is going to happen at all. And if they did, you ever notice it's like one day changes everything. Like one day, now we got new information, and this is, and it's like, I don't know. I see sometimes, somebody else, it seems like they switch and they present it like, and it's like, well, shouldn't you have saw that a few days ago then? Why is it changed today? Because a few days ago it was different. Okay. So it kind of feels like that sometimes, I think, out here in crypto, trying to follow a bunch of this stuff. I don't like the angle here. You got a different angle. Anyway, let's start looking at some altcoins. Let's come back to the chat, see if you guys threw out any altcoins for us to take a look at. If not, you're going to look at the ones I want to look at. Uh-oh. Man, the microphone is on, right? Yeah, okay. I saw fingers pointed up. Let me back up here and see this stuff. Litecoin, I see. Let me write that down. 48 minutes already. Jeez. I talk too much about... I must ramble too much. Or I talk too much about Bitcoin. Alright, we got Litecoin. MG Motorsport says your second stream has been while I'm sleeping, which is cool as long as you're not burning yourself out, Road Dog. Sometimes I can do 2 a day or something. Sometimes. I just I lose track of time though. Uh-oh, Avi Medina. I'll take trend lines and Fibonacci. Turkey secret sauce any day. Fibonacci and trend lines. I cannot deny. Avi Benina says, I fell for the scam price. Fooled me once, then I met this lovely golden brown turkey. Aw, thank you, my man. Check the vanity wall again. Let's go all the way down. Oh! Was that one? Is that a recent one? Yeah, you guess, and it makes, I'm like, what the hell? What does that even mean? And that doesn't take into consideration any, to me, one of the things I'm going to, now I think Joe's going to look at horizontals, and I have a tendency, the first thing I'm looking at is diagonals, and I'm seeing, boom, you already broke that. Of course, it's damn, but there's nothing there to say that this is going to happen. And a measure move from where would it come from? But I'm wondering, and I just see at the points where there should be something taught on stream, it's never mentioned, and it's almost like maybe not even known. And I don't see anything that there would be. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. I guess I'll go back to the chat and get back on track with my coins there. I just don't. I never see anything really explained and taught so much. I just see like these little parables and drawing and saying, well, if you had a house that had 15 people in it, and one of these guys wants to draw a bridge, make a bridge to go over to the other side of the river, then I mean, I see stuff like that a lot, and I'm like, well, that doesn't help me understand what the hell's going on. But okay, yay, cool story. I don't know. I don't see things really talked about, explored, explained very much, other than just little things. We'll see if it get a 200 moving average, bounce off it, get above it, put your order in, you're good to go. See how many times it worked for you, and black here and here. I mean, okay. I mean, if you're watching any of us out here doing analysis, we're using everything that we know. Some of it, there may be some things that come out at different times that's a little different, or we may turn things around. You know, you use it a different methodology at different times. You know, pull another tool out of the toolbox that we don't use every time. But we're having, you know, if we're going to try to analyze and see what price is doing, to think that you're not going to see everything that we do here live, that we're holding something back, that we really got this little secret thing that we're not letting anybody know that tells us what's going to happen. No, that's not how this works at all. So when you're watching these guys, you're seeing everything that they got. If you're watching them over time, especially, and you can even see how it changes and grows, and how they even change things around. Realize, oh, maybe I won't do that no more. But all the while they've been, you know, saying that's the way to, you know, you can see some of these things happen. But you and if you've been in the game and you watch these other people, you can see if they know what they're talking about or if they don't. You can see if they got a vast amount of information that they're drawing upon, or if they have a little pool that they just dip into and dip into a little bit of regurgitated information. You can see if they're open to actually learning and applying these bigger concepts like master friends, ICT concepts, those kind of things, or we're just going to stick in our little bitty box and look for these little patterns and make them if they're not there. Like, and I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm just, you know, I mean, but this is what you as a trader trying to learn this, or a new person trying to learn, also goes through these things in their head too, right? And then if you're being taught by somebody that hasn't quite figured it out themselves, then you kind of got to get a situation where it kind of almost looks like you got the blind leading the blind, even though that blind person might be doing all right. I'd be doing all right too if I had 2,000 people giving me $100 a month. That would be awesome. But to say this is a look, shoulder, head and shoulder, that's just, that just makes me shake my head. I don't, you know, that's called forcing a pattern to make something that's not there. I mean, you want to call it a double bottom? I'll rock with that. At least you got, you know, a place where you can set a neckline and look at the nipples. Oh my gosh. I did that. I totally did that. I'll own it. Or look, I mean, I remember seeing people do this. Look, you got a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. And I'm like, really, do you? I mean, or could we not just say that we have a lower high and a lower low and a lower high and a lower low and a lower high and a lower low? Couldn't we just say that? Because that's what's happening and that's what's important right there. But I think there's some part of the influencer side that doesn't like to look at the simple realities of things, and tries to make things look well, but maybe kind of almost like my woolly booger thing. Okay, maybe it's just out of convenience, so I don't want to be mean, but I have no other name for that little triple top variation other than a woolly booger, and he looks cute. So maybe I'm doing the same thing by doing that, but that's forcing patterns, and that's, I don't know, now I don't see it. What happened? Oh, it was inverted, right? Or was it this one? Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder to the downside. She went down. Yep. I mean, or look, shoulder, head, right shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, when you do stuff like that, there's no wonder people look at pattern trading like it's a bunch of bull crap. But if you apply the rules and actually draw lines going by rule guidelines, where you're going by touches and not just throwing them out in the air where they're floating lines out in the air, this stuff can actually work for you and give you guidance and help you figure out what price action's doing. And it's not so much about this. Well, I mean, I was about to say it's not so much about the shape. This is the woolly booger. That's what I call him. He's not actually. Some people would say it's a NIM pattern. Okay, that's probably the closest thing that would make sense right there. But I even take it. I even make it a step more simple. I'm like, all these little things that you're arguing about here. What's this and what's that? That's actually a woolly booger. Does that matter? Is your pedigree as good as mine? Did your mentor teach you? It's all still channels with the same damn measure move. So while everybody's bickering about it, I finally saw that it's still really just a channel, and all the bickering's kind of stupid. No, it's a falling wedge. Your sensei does not know as much as my sensei. That's what the trading groups kind of feel like sometimes when you get those people. Your sensei is not as aware as my sensei. And then you want to fight? Fight me. That's what it feels like with this whole trading group stuff. No, it's a falling wedge. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's an open and broadening pattern. It's an open and broadening wedge. No, dude, it's a big ass falling wedge, man. The falling wedge starts way back here, man. You guys are so stupid. You guys can't trade, man. You guys don't know what the hell you're doing. No, you're all wrong. It's a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. What? You guys need a brain like what I got. I mean, geez. All it's doing is telling you what's happening with the price. That's all. We look for squeezes. We like the squeezes. I like when it gets above a trend line. When we get above a trend line, something changes, something different. We start making higher highs and higher lows. Patterns changing. We're getting momentum. Then we can make some money. Ooh, on the upside. I don't know. The music's starting to make me crazy. This reminds me of, is it Christina? What was her name? Ricci? Anyway. All right. Let me come back to the chat so I can get back on track here. I got lost in a ramble. My bad. Thank you, Ave, for the super chat. I appreciate it. I just wasted another 10 minutes on ranting and raving. Anyone in AVAAI? Dang, that thing skyrocketed. I've not even heard of it, Kelly. I wouldn't mind taking a look at it and see what it's about. Chuck Baller, Satoshi Lounge. What do you think on May 7th SEC cut? I don't know enough about it to comment. Might follow your top bottom lineup. I'll have to look more into that. I know Joe will probably tell me use the magnitude. We get into our habits, and every one of us, every one of you, no matter who you're watching, who you learn from, what you do, and the way you do it, you'll have your own way, and you will be biased toward it. You'll take, but as long as you can entertain somebody else's ideas, there's gonna be that voice of, yeah, but that's still not my way. I'm gonna stick with my way. My way's better. My way works for me. So yeah, that's cute. I like. Well, that was neat. But every now and then, no, that was really bad. That was badass. That was pretty badass. I'm still in that. Okay, that's mine now, and that's cool. That is perfectly fine. But, you know, just be open that, you know, to look for some of those badass things. And maybe you don't like the way somebody does it. Maybe it doesn't work for you. That's fine. That's fine. But it doesn't mean that it's not. I was about to say, it doesn't mean it's not legit. I got to put a caveat on that. It needs to follow some traditional rules there. Okay, you need that. There's traditional rules that have been set up. Things have been tested that work. What you don't need is somebody just pulling something out of their hat, like this is the bunny rabbit pattern. I just pulled it out of my ass, but here it is. And I think it's going to go to the upside. Thank you. Send me a super chat. Well, this one's seed bunny ears right here. We're getting ready to hop right along right on up here to the upside, the bunny rabbit pattern. Yep. I've been trading for 15 years. I've seen that bunny rabbit type pattern many, many times. Many times. We're supposed to be doing Litecoin. Let's go do Litecoin. 22 people. Bless you guys for putting up with my silliness. It's the music. It makes me do weird things. I'll probably start stripping here in a minute and you'll have a naked turkey. Sad songs make me want to strip. Okay, so clearly we never came back down to my juicy buy zone if we were going to fall and then come back for a double bottom. Never happened. You suck, road dog. Instead, we decided to follow to the cloud. Go to the cloud. And now we're in the middle of the cloud. A little bit of green over here. It should be hopeful. Technically, with cloud strategy, there's actually a strategy that you would use for your cloud, and I never did like it, but the strategy was once price gets in the cloud, that is no trade zone, meaning your bot didn't do nothing. You didn't want your bot to do nothing. It was no trade zone. That was the no man's land. It was like, we're not trading this weekend, or as long as we're in this cloud, we're going to figure out, we're going to wait till we get on one side or the other before we start taking action. And I always thought that was kind of interesting, because I would trade the cloud. If I see a move in there, I'll trade it, because you do get some fluctuations in the side of the cloud. But as a general rule, a nice big thick cloud we find ourselves in the middle of, a lot of times we will find ourselves on the other side of it, and hopefully above a little bit of a green cloud, and then I'm cool with it. I guess some might say I've got quite a few indicators on here, especially when I pull up those other guys. I like to keep them in the background. I keep them on because if I don't, I will forget that I have them. And the Ichimoku cloud, I try to keep them kind of faint, just to, you know, help me remember. Sometimes he keeps me from making stupid decisions. I'm like, oh, I'm too close to that damn cloud. Don't want to do that right now. That kind of thing. Or, you know, kind of hint that something might kind of wink at me like, well, this might play out. I look a little, I'm bullish for it. I get it's a little second opinion. But indicators now, when I used a bot, that's how you got your signals to program your bots, were the indicator signals, and you could mix match and do a lot of different things when you programmed them. But for a trader, and believe me, I tried it. They had all the cool indicators and things and all these little strategies, and you learn RSI when it closes over 30, that's your buy signal. Okay. And you know, that's what a bot will do, unless you have another thing to kind of offset it or tell it, no, I got it to do this too. It's got to do this and that, and then we can buy. You know, you got to program them to do things that keeps them from just going crazy. You don't buy every little signal. You're always looking for the basics, the very basics, the foundations. The same thing that Joe talks about, same things I talk about. I just do it in a different way. The support resistance. It's all about that. And then your indicators kind of help you figure out, well, is this going to be the support resistance I'm looking for? That's how I use them. All right, which one are you pointing at? Well, I'm pointing at this one. A lot of you guys keep pointing at that one. Are you trying to tell me something? I'm gonna keep my eye on that one then. All right. I don't. Looks like something's going to happen over here. I got my eye on it. So they kind of, you know, they just kind of throw hints at which area that you need to pay a little bit more attention to. That's how I look at it. It's not saying nope, it's going to go here, and then you definitely got to do that. And but they kind of help me. But the biggest thing is trend line. I gotta say, trend lines. I don't do the horizontal. I used to do the horizontal support all the time, but for me, the Fibonacci takes care of that little nuance. because I think it does it even better than I ever could. So I let my Fibonacci take care of that idea, and then I always got my trend lines, and I love my trend lines because I think they give me an edge. Well, I'm convinced that they give me an edge, and that's actually one of the first things I ever learned that I didn't learn in a trading group. Kind of opened my eyes to there's a lot more to be said about trend lines than you guys are even talking about. And W.D. Gann is a good guy. He also thought that too. All right, so Litecoin, now that we pulled our fib from high to low here, using the fibs to gauge the strength of the moves. Basically, all this is. It's a measuring tape, if you will. It's your thermometer. We still cool? We still cool? We good? We cool? We got above our 236. Boom. Mission 1 accomplished. Now we just kind of regroup. We're going to get all goopy. Now we might be coming back and test this area. Sometimes that happens, or close to it. And that was at 8146 is the actual number that I got on that. However, you know what we say, as long as you're above the 9 moving average, you're fine. Might be losing it. 21 moving average is right there at the bottoms. Now I got a trend line. Doesn't mean she can't come down and wick to that line. And still respect this trend line. They can do that. That's what the little wikis do. They cheat. Anyway, cheating bastards. Next target would be this 382 area, or if you're looking support resistance, you'd be looking over here. Thing about it is, if I was looking support resistance, and I don't know, let's say I even had the regular candles on, I would probably be going candle bodies by whatever time frame that I have to be on, which would be different for every time frame that I'm on. Very different. Doesn't matter. So I don't know. It could put me a horizontal line right here, or maybe I'm on the 4 hour. I'm not on that one, and I would have to put my line probably. Oh no, she's gonna be higher. My candle bodies are up here, or if I was on the 15-minute. Why would you be on the 15-minute trying to do this one? That's stupid. It's almost the same on that 15-minute, isn't it? Okay. What were you doing? Why am I? Oh, I'm stuck on Litecoin. Why are my candles a different color, man? Oh, we're on the regular candles. What were you talking about, dude? Are you lost again? Yeah, you having an Alzheimer's moment? I need some Geritol. All right, so I could do that, and I could expect those areas to get hit, and maybe they do. They might still. But the Fibonacci, I don't know. She just seems to find just the right little sweet spot. Sometimes it nails it. Sometimes it goes above it. Sometimes don't even touch it. It's not perfect every time, but more often than not, it does do it. And it also helps us, like we said, take the temperature of all this. What happened? What happened, Helen? Somebody changed the colors. See, there's this one little sweet spot right above it, right below the 50, where we're getting a convergence. I wanted to say that word all day. Thank you for making my dreams come true. Convergence. Convergence. It's where the 100 is starting to nosedive in on this 200 and cross. That's bearish. Wouldn't doubt if we start popping up close to that area, so it should probably come up above the little 382, but we're drawing a target right there. And right there. Now, if I really wanted to try to nail that little guy, I'd probably pull out my fib, go high to low, and I would be looking for a certain little area. Which so far is still coming in a little higher than that. So, well, maybe that ain't gonna work. You suck, Road Dog. I'll still go for that same little area we got there. High to low here, you add an area of resistance, and that would explain why we're getting rejected here at 786 level. Could you be coming back down? Retest that little $81 area? Could be. Now we had this trend line going on, but let me go back over here, and looks like we broke that. Are we back up above it? We are. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Why, what it looks like to me, if the truth be told, is that somebody cut a hole in the massage table and somebody's dingle-dangle's hanging down the hole. What kind of establishment are we running here is what I want to know. We came back above this red line. And that's a bull trap or a ball trap or some kind of trap, if I've ever seen one. It would qualify my definition of what a bull trap would be, or a bear trap. I'm sorry, a bear trap. We tried to trap him. Oh, did you get my little area? I had to scooch it over. No, I think we were waiting for it to come back to that area. Yeah, I think that's what it was. You sucked then. Thank you. All right, so we got some bearish crossings here, but we got some overall good momentum from the bigger moving averages saying, we can, we might have to work at it. It's kind of indicating that we might come up here for Litecoin to $101. Now, Bitcoin started getting a little rowdy. Altcoins will get a little rowdy too, just not as rowdy. You have to work a little harder to get rowdy, but if we're going to make a higher high from this, retesting those little areas back over here, bumping its head on the bottom range it lost, kind of like what Bitcoin's doing right now. Altcoin just being a little bit behind it. A lot like Bitcoin, really. Suggests that we could get up there to that area, 102. To me, from where we are, that would be the one to hold out for, because that is about what? We're 86 to 102. That's a nice 17%. That 92 area, why it's coming up and we haven't hit it yet, I mean, probably not the best profit taking area. I mean, if you've been accumulating down here, you want a little bit more, right? About you some $75 Litecoin, man. Let's get some returns on that little sucker. I like 110, but that's a little ballsy right now. So I like 102. I like 102 for a longer term target. I think it'll take her a minute to get there, but she's starting to deviate right now. You see that? We had the original. Wait a minute. Don't get ahead of myself. I switched time frames. We got a candle body. I was about to say we're deviating from our trend line, but I think we are. I'm not going to drive that point home just yet. Then keep an eye for it. It looks like we're starting to curve up a little bit. That'd help us get there faster. That'd be nice. Can you go above it? You could, couldn't you? Because you're stacked up right to do it. I think she could actually get up a little higher. We'll put a little bonus target up there about 110. But 101's a nice hiccup area. Sleet Call, how's it going? ABT? Answer me, how's it going? Are you doing the bots in Python, Pinstrip, Quant Connect, or other? I'm not doing any bots at all. This is from back probably about 5 or 6 years ago when I was messing with the bots. Where was I? I was back in Nashville that's been a while. No, it's been more than 5 or 6 years. Was it? I can't remember. Anyway, but I didn't write them. No, I didn't write. It was one that I purchased, but you could program. It was like one of the best ones I ever found out there available. That wasn't subscription because everybody wanted you to subscribe to use their bots. This one you could actually own, and it's updated, open source, and all this other stuff. But there's a guy that well, I wouldn't say it's open source, but well, it is on GitHub. But you have to unlock it with the key, so it's you have to pay for it. It's still around. It's called Gunbot. It's very programmable. But I don't know anything about actually writing code to program them. I just know about how to set the settings on them, and it wasn't easy. I was blind a lot of the way. But in retrospect, I learned a lot from that experience that I applied to TA. That's why I say I did it ass backwards. I wish I knew TA first. That's why it made more sense to those guys. They knew what they were talking about. While I'm sitting there like, I'm just going to follow what you do. Those numbers look confusing. Because I thought this looked like more confusing than it is. This is much easier than the route I went. Balls deep. What? Let's take a look at ABT. ABT is not found on CoinEx. Well, if you're not on CoinEx, I'm just not going to look at you at all. Let's take a look at where we at. How about? Wow, I think KuCoin would be on there at the top. You're on Coinbase, but you were probably the last to get on Coinbase. Gate.io. Let's go there. Oh, we've been here before. Yeah, okay. Oh, look, if we break out from here and go up there, look at what we're going to do. And we didn't do it. We sucked. You sucked, Road Dog. I don't know. Apparently we were looking at an idea, and apparently that idea did not play. And I would say we were probably Would this have been? Would it have been over here? No. I don't know. I can't remember. Something down. I don't know what was going on, but clearly we came down and you're respecting this line though. Was this the range? Was this the point of control range? Oh, I can't remember what any of this was. I don't know if any of these targets are valid anymore or not, so we'll just call this whatever this was. Clearly nothing has happened there, so you suck, road dog. Back up. What way we go there? Is that what it was? Well, I see the. I think I see the thought behind that, or part of it. Maybe. It looks like I was trying to identify a range. I should start putting notes on here. I wish that Telegram had like a little post-it note thing that you could just stick a note on a chart. Or maybe a little button or something that you could. But I'd forget about a button. Well, we did lose a horizontal level. However we want to define that. I think I'll define it with a fib. Cause I'm a fib kind of guy. I ain't fibbing. The best one would be down here. Local one anyway. Let's go with our bigger guy. Where are you coming in? They're a little higher than that guy. So to me, it looks like the 0.5 Fibonacci area would be a nice place to shoot for. We got the 618, also a 236 area. Yeah. What the hell's he saying? I have a habit of doing that. Does that confuse people when I say that way? The pattern is in the fib area that keeps coming up, not so much in what the price area is. So I keep mentioning the fib levels we're looking for because there's like a sequence to it, an algorithm, if you will, almost. Definitely when the moving averages come, it's like an algorithm. So 106, we wanted to try to break up through there, but it looks like she's got the potential to come back up to 127, 126 to 127 area. Also got her bigger, we're on the 8-hour time frame. I don't know why. It's just it's a middle to large kind of time frame, so we can get a better feel of the momentum. I don't think it matters as much which one you go with, as long as you have a bigger time frame, medium and the smaller one. And sometimes you might see, certain things be respected more on one chart than the other. And if so, I say play that chart. Like if one's respecting your moving averages more than what it does on another one, well, play the one that respects the moving averages. You probably have better results that way. So I think 127 is very reasonable. 106 would be where we're headed right now, in my opinion, right in that area. Doesn't mean it's going to go there to the penny. She can wick up and wick around it. But that is a good area to get rejected at. For a little bit of a pullback, but it's not going to be as much if she's still trying to go up, right? So that's why I say 127 is the real. From where we are now to up there it's about 26%. But we seem to be closing in very quickly here on our next little 106 target. It's happening as we're speaking. Oh my gosh. Helen, get the camera. You're never going to believe it. Look, it's a bull flag to the upside. That's for you, Joe. Look at this fabulous bull flag to the upside. We have a rising channel here, and people have been doing this and trying to play this. Now, not saying that it's not possible that I haven't seen something like that, but that's not typically what you look for in bull flag. This is actually bearish. Therefore, if we do, it's a channel, and if you do break out of that channel, the way you should look at it is be as a continuation, and that's not normally what happens. Of course, you're going to take this moment to make a complete fool out of all of us and say, well, you suck, Road Dog. Let me show you. I'm going to flag it out to the upside anyway. And I'm going to say, you suck. Because I think it's going to do it. This, in my personal opinion, is what your 236 looks like or could look like. What do you mean? What are you talking about? And we can probably take it all the way down to the bottom like we're supposed to. Follow the rules there. You see this little 236 bounce? We were talking about this earlier, that possibility for Bitcoin on the bigger time frames. 50 moving average at the 236 line right here. If it does get a nice bounce from there, it can be a hell of a move. We do a 1-to-1 move from there, and it takes us above my 618 area, so that's why I have to do this, and it means that we could actually get right up here. But what I'm doing right here is very different from a bull flag, but I mean, I can see some similarities there. I think this would be a little bit more accurate. The bull flag person would take their measure move, and then they'd put it at the breakout or wherever, and they'd probably have it here, and then of course, you know, and the way that they'd say 118, and then they might have to draw it over to where somewhere else, like Bookmap or just anywhere else that they might want to take it, move it around and such, and maybe draw circles with it. I don't know, shrink it. I don't know what they do. They do stuff like that, and then all of a sudden they got a magical date that and it could be here by, it says this day. Well, it's got suddenly a magical random date that it could actually touch it. I'm gonna say that was all for show. Right now, you're coming up to an area we're watching ABT live here in the 3-minute chart, ladies and gentlemen, because it's the most exciting coin in crypto at this moment as we approach our moment of resistance at $104.95. This is called a dollar and a nickel. It's $1 and a nickel. Our first target, our secondary target, will be right up here, ladies and gentlemen, at the $1.06 area. Might see a slight rejection going on here. I'd be disappointed if it didn't, but hey, man. Okay, screw you then. Do it your way. I don't care. I won't be offended by it. You did get rejected there, by the way. Well, let's see if this plays out, since we're doing it on the small-ass time frames. Why'd you get rejected there, man? Why'd you get rejected there? It's like somebody shoot you down at the 0.272. The powder of the fibs, ladies and gentlemen, the powder of the fibs. But I think she's got some more in her. She's saying, screw you. I'm going up there. If you go past that, I'll hunt you down and kill you. Do not make this turkey look bad on TV. Don't make me ban you. I don't need the... Take the negativity out of my life. You did what I didn't want you to do. I'm going to ban you from my channel. Go hit it, baby. Go hit that little target. Go get it. Go get it, honey. You already got my little thingy here. I'm not going to leave you on that. Go get our bigger one. You watched it happen here first. So this is an AB. Are you going higher? Oh, yo, that's right. Was that it? I took it off. Oh no, we're still looking for this. I forgot which one we were looking for. This is our AB equals C move up here. This is the one we're trying to see if it hits. These were just the places it could get a hiccup. That was a 0.5 fib. Our ABCD target would be up here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I guess we're just going to watch this unfold tonight. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Ah! So if I'm not mistaken, I have to zoom back out because we're on the 1 minute, and it's like, what the hell is this turkey talking about? She is at an area where she needs to take a break. Even if she's going to come up here and hit that target, that 1-to-1, it may not be straight up. but she's currently at an area that she can pull back and then work to get up there. But anyway, yay! Who took this trade with me? Who came up? Are you up $100,000 too? Yeah, you did it right, man. Come on, you know what you need to do if you really want to learn how to trade this and to call these calls just like I do here. You need to join my $24.99 a month. That is per month. Footsie grip. All right. So here we go. Out in the 15-minute ABT. That was cool. What did Bitcoin do? Did you do anything, Bitcoin? No, I'm just kind of hanging around, going down, feeling kind of gloomy, not really doing many things here. Got rejected again, kind of feeling sorry for myself. I just think I'm going to feel down in the dumps here. Oh, no, here's light. All right, so Bitcoin's just kind of hanging out there. What are you guys doing? Oh, that's interesting. I figured maybe some other coins would be going up too, but they're not. It's only UABT. We just happen to catch you at the right time. Well, isn't that synchronicity? It was art block, right? Oh no. Gate.io, right? Are you having trouble getting past your resistance area? If so, you need Fib be gone today. Sorry, art block, you need some Fib be gone. That Fib's not letting you get by it, is it? Let Fib be strong right now. You need to take a chill pill. You need to come back down, regroup, and then go for it again. It's the only way you're going to get past it, baby. I'm afraid. You still trying, though. Look at you. Oh, wow. You are trying. Ain't nary a purple candle there on art block. All right. Well, there's art block. I built a bunch. Scared he is on Python and CoinTrendz system. I think it would be fun now, especially with AI being able to code. It should be easier for people to do it. But I still kind of like to dust off the old bot that I got. It's on a computer somewhere that I haven't fired up in a while. Oh, PineScript, not Pinstripe. PineScript is for TradingView. Does PineScript, and I know that they had like some back testing add-ons and some things like that. And they can. Oh, there we go. Arc block. There's your rejection from that's our fib level. Not the magic target. The magic target's still up here, but this is our pivot point since she is on a tear for art block here on the 1 minute time frame. We are trading art block on the 1 minute time, or calling art block on the 1 minute time frame. So her pulling back down here is quite normal. Call that an impulse move. You can be looking for the 50% retracement. That's Charles Dow that came up with that, by the way. I like to give him credit when I can. We're also right here around that line, so about 10268 ish area could be a nice place to see a bounce, and then maybe we go back to 114 after we get here. This is a bearish setup that we just did to get up here. The AB equals CD if it plays out. Okay, the only thing that's bringing this into play is that we bounced. Well, there's a flag to the upside. We bounced off of a 382 fib area, which is rare AF, really. But when they do, I'm telling you, I'm looking for that one. Let's see if it happens. This all started from when price was over here and it doing this, and some people will call that a bull flag. But in a situation like this, would you be able to tell them or convince them any different if they did something like that? Well, look, we did exactly what we said, and if it does go up here. But that's not what I played. I did not play a bull flag. I played an AB equals CD, a Fibonacci technique or a strategy. And that's where I got this target and this hopefully upcoming target that I think should get hit. If it doesn't, well, then, you know, Road Dog sucks again, but that's still how I would play it. Here on the tiny 1 minute, now we got a nice little trend line forming, and one could dare say, I dare say it, a possible channel that we're in. I'll say that it is, but that could help us navigate the little three humps in the dump, maybe up to that area. Isn't it amazing? Oh, she's wanting to go up again. Look, she's all excited. She got a stiffy right there. Is that another? Are you doing it again? Say it's not so. Tell me you're not trying to do another 38236, another blah 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 236 months. Or are you going to go do it again? Are you really going to go snag it? What we need to do, what I need to do, I need to set I need to draw, I need a line with an alert, right? But I want to get it before it even gets there. I just want to know. Let's create an alarm. All right, cool. Yay. Balls deep. Where did we go? So far, 25 people hanging out. I appreciate it, but so far we've basically only looked at Bitcoin, a few boring indices, and Litecoin. Is that all we got? You guys don't want to talk? Oh, and ABT or Art Block. AVA. This one. You guys asked for this one. I forgot this one, or you didn't ask for it. You mentioned it. I just got nosy about it because I'm not familiar with it. AVA. Oh, what are you doing? Looks like just a correction to me. Oh, I'm on a 1 minute though. Oh gosh. Yeah, don't. Never mind. Scratch that. I forgot where I was. Zoom out. How you doing? Okay. So you're doing something there. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the one that's on Solana? Ava AI. Is that what we're looking at?
Met you in the shadows late last night.
I think it is. Okay. 1 billion self-reported, $72 million market cap. It's just a meme coin, right? I believe. Right? That website. Wow, I can't read that. That looks. That's what they do in Singapore. It's in Singanese. I don't know what it is called. It's in Bali. All right, well, let's take a look at it. I think this one's the one on Solana. If so, she's up, what, almost 7 cents? Yeah, that's at 7 cents. Cool. So I like this, and we broke above it. Did you get a retest of it? Tighten up your game. I know, the magnitude. I still would have been looking for this. I may have made an argument, well, we'll just go from candle wick to candle bodies, and then I would have got something like this, and I probably would have been just as satisfied. So, you're right back up to retest these levels, or we're going to come back? Is this going to be a butt crack, or is it going to continue up? So we just follow the underside, and she's starting to. We don't need you anymore. She's starting to veer up. She's starting to curve. It's above the 9 moving average on the daily, so I can't bitch about that. Cloud looks interesting and good, and I got 2 areas I can pull fibs from, and let me take the shortest one first here. And okay, now that one I like because you're right there at that area. There's not much to hold you there, though. All right, let me take it up to the very top there. So I can see she's at 1 area of resistance right now. She should be able to get through that. This one looks like she could blast through this one. She might be able to blast all the way up here to the 618 area. She lost it quick, and she can regain it quick, believe it or not. So that could be the fun part of playing it. Let's go down to smaller time frame. Start going smaller. So 21 cents, 21 and a half cents could be on the table. 17 cents, I like that. There's some other fib areas. Well, it's basically right around 13 cents right over here in this little area. all these little hiccup areas, we should have a little reaction there. That'll be right around 13. Just in case you're wondering, you find yourself doubled up at 13, say, I can move back and now, even if I bought the flag to the upside. Is she going to be coming down? That's the question. Oh, there's Lucy. Lucy showed her head here on the 4 hour. See that going on. So we're doing this little curvaceous thing here. So I do think nonsense is on the table for the next little bit. And she might get rejected there, have to pull back, I would say. So if we're curving up, eventually we're going to stop curving, and then we're going to come back for a correction. And I wouldn't doubt that we would come back to these areas around the tops of these. Somewhere around 6 cents. That's an interesting one. Singanese. Space. Did they change the name? Oh, no, I'm thinking about Space ID. And CoINEX. Okay, I can do it. Microbits and change space. Oh, there you are. Well, look at you. Are you on your own CoinEx too? Whoa, look at you. Whoa, what happened, man? Dang. That's a boner. Let's poke me in the eye there. I have to zoom out for a minute. Whoa, look at that. We looked at this thing before. Oh, she is. Did you really hit all those levels? That's cool. When was this? This have been, oh wow, years ago. Okay, well, let's take all that off. Well, she really lost it, right? It was up to, $36, and it's at 39 cents right now. That was last year. Oh my gosh. Wow. So buying and holding that would have been an ouchie, but getting into it down here might make things up. Hopefully. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if there's been any bad news or if it's just sold out, if they're getting ready to do something, if they still got things in the work that's going to, kind of get the hype going back. But let's look. She keeps going lower and lower, doesn't she? But now we got a little something going on. Is it enough going on? Until she gets above the daily 200, you can't really say for sure, right? I mean, you will feel more comfortable. It'll be more likely that you're onto something good when she actually sticks above it. And hopefully she's working toward it, but you could make that argument several times before and she didn't, or it didn't. So here with fib strategies, that's butting her head right where we expect her to. And so, yeah, we got to get above that too. So 200 moving average, and also our fib strategies telling us the same thing. We need to get above this 52 cent area and hold it. And we're at 40 right now, 39 or 40. So here on the daily, above the 100, that's cool. They're trying to flip. It looks like they're trying to flip here. Now, did they try to flip before? It's like they were trying to do work on a flip over here, but it didn't quite take. So hopefully we get that 9 above that 100 moving average. I don't see why it wouldn't. Looks like it might. It's come down the smaller time frame. Sometimes they can help us out a little bit. There's the devil. I knew she was there somewhere. She's probably right here on the 6 or 8. Now there she is. She's coming in on the 6 really tight. So this is cool. 6 hours. An oddball time frame, I know, but here you got the golden cross, 50 over the 200. That's good. That's technically your buy signal. Don't buy now, buy the next pullback, which seems to be what we're doing. So isn't that crazy? You get a golden cross, buy signal, especially with bots. When the 50 crosses 200, check, buy. If you don't have other things like, well, stochastics also need to be an over under or something like that. It will do it. 6 hours also. Let's see, they've already flipped bearish there. So pull back 21 moving average. I like what I'm saying. I think it looks good for trying. And she did make a higher high than over here, so that's good. And I believe So that's our first instance of a higher high. So this may be where the trend is changing. This will be our first signs looking for. So I think, yeah, keep looking at that. Shoot, definitely. Down here was 23 cents. So this is where the exponential gains are made. So I mean, if you had been buying it down here, man, look at that, 158% from the bottoms to where she popped up. See, a lot of people are afraid of buying in on some of these lows, and it takes a special mindset or just a special craziness or over any combination of those two to say, you know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to buy some, see what happens, and patience, and then it finally starts paying off. So $100 down here, if the $100 doesn't move the market, I don't think it would. I think we looked at no, that wasn't it. We haven't looked at space, did we? For market cap and all that. I don't know if $100, sometimes $100 will move the market, but $100 turns into 260, 270 at the tops. I mean, that's cool. That the advantage of being a bottom feeder, if you can stomach it. Look, it was the bottom here too. The only thing is, you know, I know I put $100 in, so it'll go up, and now it's worth $20. Yay! So there's, yeah, it's not a perfect world. It doesn't play out perfect. That's why you deserve everything that you get in crypto, because you got to put up through all the bull crap we have to put up through, and the ups and downs, and uncertainty. You can't blame it all on just luck. All right, so I think it looks hopeful. As far as short-term targets to go with. I mean, we had that one. Looks like she should be heading to some 71.88 cents. So I kind of like that as for the next levels to see what we can do. But I mean, really, looking at this one, she can get around $38 again. That's where the real thing is, you know. Moonbag this, shove this away, and hope for, you know, go anywhere from 5, 10, 15, wherever she can get back into the dollars from here. Ha ha! And that's a pretty nice little lottery ticket right there. Those are the best ones in my opinion. You get the little coins that's not doing anything, and then all of a sudden, you know, they start taking off, and they get the narrative, or something happens. They decide to do something different. And then they get their moment of hype, and then you ooh. Yeah, it's like buying Caspa when it was half a penny, that kind of thing. And let's see, what was the Striker says thoughts of OM Mantra Dow if it will ever recover. I mean, we can be hopeful, but if we be real, most of the time when coins have an exploit or an issue, most of the time they just don't. This is some stuff I've been trying to do on this one, and I've been trying to play this one because I mean I was in this one. This one did really good for me, and I'm glad that I took profits on I was using it to help fund some others and offset some other things, taking the profits off of this one while she was up there, and I'm glad that I did. I started getting mad. I was like, I'm never going to grow this bag and make it huge if I keep doing that. And then the bottom fell out, and I was like, oh well, don't feel bad about using it. So what gets wicked often gets candlesticked is one theory, and looks like that we're headed back down to like that 36 cent area. Slow burn down there. Will it ever bounce back? I think this is it. Is this it? Did you ever bounce back? I'm not sure if you're the one I'm thinking about or not. I'm thinking about this one. There was this one project, and one of my friends was really big on it, or one of my other YouTuber friend was big on it, called Alliance Blockchain. And one of their liquidity pools suffered a an exploit. Well, no, that was before that. There was something happened with it, and I forgot. Yeah, there was an exploit. Then they went over to Next Zero token, and then it had something happen to it, and I was like, oh my goodness. Alliance blockchain, I think it was up to $2 or $3 at the time. She dropped down to about 150, and that was kind of a bummer. I don't know, things happened and whatever, and then it dropped cheap. I ended up getting a lot during the fall. I just put a little limit order while she was dropping. I was just blindly falling during the fall. I was like, I want to take a chance, and that paid off. It was just a freak of luck. And then they issued this Next Zero token, so they ended up giving, just because I did that, it gave me a bunch of these tokens. But it never got back. It never got back to where Alliance blockchain was. It only got up to 28 cents, around 5. Then it had a little exploit on some kind of pool, and ever since then, it's down in the dumps. So to ask if they can reasonably recover, I mean, this is a case history of one that went through two things, two exploits, and this is the second go around with the exploit. There was some hope, and some people by then, shame me once, shame on me, shame me twice, shame me once, shame on you, shame me twice, shame on me. That's how it goes. So tie that back in with OM Mantra DAO. I mean, the reality just says it would take a miracle and have to build up trust and confidence, and for whatever happened there, they still haven't really confidently explained it. And was hoping that maybe, there might be some traders come in and do it kind of like Luna C, and it become more of a trader meme kind of coin. And I was trying to play that idea that maybe we might be ranging through here. There was even the hope that maybe we could bounce up to $3 again if there was, any positive news that come out about it, but it didn't. So it's just basically a slow burn down, in my personal opinion. Now, she might bounce up, and maybe we'll see 50, 60 cents again, but gosh darn it. Doesn't look like she's trying to do it anytime in a hurry. And what I've seen from the team, they're just wanting to do some kind of buyback. Then what does that do? That means there's nothing there to motivate the team to continue with it. It's just trying to give a little band-aid for the people that might be in it. So we'll pump the price up to 90 cents and everybody can get out or something. I don't know. It at least bleak. I mean, if we're being real about it. Still something to play, like just as in passing, and say, I can make a few bucks off of this if it goes up to 50 cents or something like that. I mean, a move from 40 cents up to 50, that's like 30% gain. So, I mean, there can be some little trades going here, but it's not a good safe project. And really, I mean, we can trade and gamble, or we could trade coins that we like anyway, and things that we think are going to be winners anyway, and play those. And if we lose, we're still winning, right? Because it's something we believe in. And get stuck holding a bag, at least it's a bag of something that we got conviction in that it could go up. But you get something like this that you don't know what the future is going to be of it. They don't even know. And it's sad that happened. And every time I see the bullish divergence and the hope and everything, and there's a little bit of a spike, but it's never a reversal. So it's just still in this downward trend, and I wouldn't doubt you might come right back down here and touch that area. Or right at really, really, really close to it, 36 cents. Or 37 on this chart. But that sucks, and it seems like, there's always something that happens. The bags that are doing really good and holding up there, holding strong, and look, this is one of the strong end of this market, and then it dumps. I've had so many targets, so many things to, I don't know. I think about Rune. It was doing good, and then all of a sudden it's not. Rune kind of in the same situation, but at least I think Rune has a better chance of recovering. They're still all right. They just started getting off their direction, and it's been doing better. And hopefully, it can, she came back down to almost her bottoms before juicy prices get on Rune, I think. But she sure is hard to get up above, this $6 area, $8 area. I'd like to see her get back up to $16 or something. Don't know if it will or not, but this one was a nice one when it was nice. Now it's not as nice anymore. Have a bag of it. And it really drives home, you know, with altcoins, man. They're not meant for holding a long time. They're just not. There's just too much that can happen with a project over a period of you know, it moves too fast in crypto to hold these things. I shiver when I hear the thought or the idea or the talk of people talking about holding an altcoin from cycle to cycle. That's like the stupidest thing that you can possibly do. One, you'll be lucky if that coin's even still valid then. I mean, it would probably technically still work if there's a few random nodes out there. Maybe you can actually transact if you're lucky. Most of them, they just die, disappear, forgotten about. They're just software that just disappears and boom, it's gone. Nobody cares. There's a lot of proof of work coins out there nobody minds anymore. It still functions, still work. Nothing wrong with them. Because nobody gives a crap. They're not worth anything because nobody gives a crap. And think of all the meme coins. You remember the ones that were hot 6 months ago? The ones that were hot 4 years ago? Are they still hot? Well, some of them still are, but a lot of them aren't. And then we get these stupid ones that just pop up just trying to get a following. I saw somebody, was it White House? Where did I see that? I can't remember where I saw that. But they did a meme coin just because there was this, the White House put up this 404 page that said go home or something. I don't know, something crazy like that. And so, well, some developer said, well, here's another money grab. And that's all they are to these people. They're the developers out there. And so we always had shady developers out there to make a quick buck. So when you hear crypto developer, don't immediately think that they're all angels and all out there knowledgeable little geniuses. Some out there just scammy little slimy car salesmen out there just trying to find the next way to swindle somebody. And they're pretty damn good about it. And you would think a few million would satisfy them, but I guess they keep wanting to wash, rinse, and repeat and make more and more millions and millions and millions. Eventually, I think that will catch up with them. Karma's a bitch, one way or the other. So is the law, and so is federal. so is the feds. And well, they will get their man. 256 to 350 sounds a little hopeful for Rune, like it'll ever do that because it hasn't done it in so gosh darn long. But that's what we need to see come out of you, Rune. I'm just saying, needs to seize it pretty dang soon. From our December high up there. Shame on you, Rune. You're sucking. Don't suck, Rune. 172 if we're going short term. Because what else are we going to do? 218 always ties into this little area right over here to the left, so I guess we can throw out a few little short-term areas for Rune. I guess I need to take stock of this because I'm playing Rune right now. So we're getting rejected at 133. The 333s. Look, I'm special. Sometimes I feel like some of the influencers I see on YouTube, not all of them, a certain handful, or maybe it's just one. Never. Seems like it's all about a validation. Maybe it is. Okay, Rune on the daily. What are you doing here? I just saw this on MACD. Are you flipping? Why are you flipping, Rune? What are you up to, baby? What are you up to? Whoa. This is you. This is big now. What are you doing? Come on, Rune. Shape up now. I don't need you going back to 80 cents. Come on now. You trying to go back for a retest in this area? You trying to go back to 113 or something? For real? Come on, Rune. Don't do me like this. Rune, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Why do you keep doing this little text box, man? Come on. All right, we got to fix this little thing. I don't use text in my things. Thank you. Look, now it's gone. Thank you. We're going to put up a little box right here. 0.5618 Fibonacci errors. That's at 161 to 122. I'm a fib. I just might as well be a fib trader now. I think. I mean, I still do the patterns and everything. I do patterns, but I really respect the hell out of the fibs. They just tell me a lot more than the patterns do. It's just powerful to combine things, and knowing what other people in the market are seeing. That's a part of it too. The idea was presented to me to know what other traders are looking at too, so you know how to trade against them or what other strategies might be played out there. The biggest strategy you're playing against are the market makers, because they're the ones really running this game. And there's lots of theories about how all this stuff works. Composite Man and Wyckoff. This stuff goes back quite a distance. There's a lot of new concepts now, or not old concepts with new names now being presented out there, and maybe some new technologies that represent them, but it's still the same old stories. And this really is more about psychology than anything. If you haven't noticed, you make the dumbest mistakes when you're freaked out, and when price gets to certain highs or certain lows, you start freaking out and doing the dumb stuff. That looks good. I like the trend line idea. Hope maybe the trend line will keep us from coming down to 122. That would be ideal. 9 crossing over the 100. It's bullish over there. You got to kind of zoom in to see it. I like that. But the other indicators like the MACD are saying we need to take a break, chill out. Let's see what kind of strength it has behind that move. It also did that over here, right? And she didn't do this. She didn't do all this. She just dipped down a little bit. And that was that little drop. So we are bullish now. Money flow is in the green. That's good. Oh, that is good actually. Stochastics at the bottom. Daily looks like she's being bullish here myself. So the MACD crossing is just a warning sign, but pay attention. Maybe she'll go sideways a little bit. Ooh, baby, look at that bounce. She's bouncing. Should probably come down and go sideways a little bit. Everything else, see a lot of sideways signs here for some reason. It looks bullish as AF right now. Look at that shoulder, head and shoulder, Helen. That looks like your Uncle Phil. Why, it sure does. I'd recognize that hump back anywhere. That would, well, I would, that's, nah. The easiest way to say, hey man, it's a channel, take a measure from the channel. Otherwise, we can debate whether this is a woolly booger, which I want to call it a woolly booger, triple top, or a head and shoulders. Usually your head and shoulders is the head is the biggest part. Anyway, this gets into, it's a top pattern. It is a topping pattern at a point of resistance, so we'll pay attention to it. Some people would not even seen that. They would have been looking for a flag to the upside. What the shoulder, head and shoulder. That's going up and down at the same time. Or sit and try. You can see all different shapes over here. Squint your eyes, however you want to do it. When you were following the trend lines at first, though, I mean, that's kind of what you would be doing. You'd be following that. Actually, you'd be getting this idea, which actually, if you think about it, I think that was a little bit more accurate. Because these are bearish patterns, the bearish megaphone that breaks to the downside. But there's so many, and every one of these ideas that I'm showing you are legit. You could have played any of those and been right. However, if you were playing this little booger, if you heard somebody say, yeah, we could be at $1.86 by early May with room to the upside, that didn't work out. I'm just saying. I got my eye on you, Woolly Booger. I see you a lot of places. I see you lots of places. Is this a fake out then? Because you usually bring some bad news. Are we coming back down here anyway? If Woolly Booger has his way about it, I predict that we will see these areas. If the woolly booger pattern plays out, now she might be, however you look at this, channel, head and shoulders, whatever, this is your neckline area, and it's got a nice one. It actually has a nice one. It's also the resistance area that we seem to be testing right now. Actually, it's testing it pretty good. Just has it closed there on the 4-hour candle. So nice rune. Do I need to make a sell or something? What are we doing here? So just as, what was it, the daily saying we're getting ready to dump, the 4-hour saying I'm getting ready to try to go up. So interesting times out of rune. She's respecting the trend line, so she respects that. I like it. I would go as far to say, no, don't do it. We're in one of these that could take me higher. Go for a higher high. Show that woolly booger who's boss. Don't let him win out every time, woolly booger. Guys, we've been going for 2 hours, and that's a little bit, that's a little long for a stream. Strega says, didn't give up my big time order, and it finally, yeah. Oh, cool. What did big time do? I meant to look at time too. Chronotech. I keep meaning to do that. What's Chronotech doing right now? $12 again. Oh, come on. You were the $20 stable coin. What's his nine? Oh, there's a $9 target down there. I hope we don't hit that. Oh, we came down and got 1170 in that area. Didn't quite nail it. Nailed this little sucker here, though. Woo, look at that little I don't know. They'll probably do that after effect. All right, so Chronotech. Let me zoom out and see where you're doing. Oh man, Chronotech, you had a new low? You had a new low? I'm going to have to update it. We're still somewhere in this area to where we need to go. Big time, that's why. Short memory. I haven't looked at big time in a minute. I haven't played big time in a long time either. I was trying to find spot, but I guess we'll see what perps are saying. Stuff that daily. Well, she was hot. She was hot. This is what altcoins do, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they do. They go sideways, they take off, they go up like a rocket, and then it's over. It is pretty much over. And I know you're going to be hopeful when it's coming down. And this is where you will get lots of flags to the upside. After they spurt their, they just blasted all over. A bukkake moment right there. But when they blast up, they go parabolic. They need to go through a reaccumulation phase, and it takes a while for some of them to go down and do that. And you would hope that this would have been it, and so, oh, maybe that was it. But she lost that. That wouldn't go. And then here we are, still recovering from all this. Big time, wow. So we're now at 7 cents. Right now, testing this low that it had back in August 24. And in December, it got up to 23 cents, huh? That's a pretty good come up from around 5 cents to 24, though. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. That was a nice little play there. 3 little humpy areas. And then a dumpy dump. So when I give that rule of thumb, it's basically around like this. This is a good example. It's just a general rule of things to look like on a strong trend line. Just a general rule. It's not even technically LA wave. He wouldn't agree with this one for wave counts, but 3 humps and then a dump. Just a general rule. It kind of helps me not to miss that extra little possible pump with that in mind. That's it. That's all we're trying to say there. Make sure you're getting squeezing all the juice out of that lemon. Nothing like having too watery lemon water. Not enough lemon, too much water. It might do something to that pineal gland you keep playing with when nobody's looking. I scratched my pineal gland last night. Just kind of, it just itched. It's kind of nice though. Might have put a scar on my pineal gland. I like to drink water from my pineal gland. Sometimes I just like to bathe my pineal glands in water and just... They say they're shaped like pine cones, but I don't know. I digress. Is your pineal gland shaped like a pine cone? Have you seen it? Is it scaly? All right, so I'm just drawing lines and everything. Look at it big time. So can we get above there? We can get above there, man. That 12-cent area is starting to look hot. Got from 7 to 12 cents looks cool. And from 6 to 12 cents looks even better. Wow. So I guess we now we got this line to connect. Nice little round in shape. Would like to see that hole. That would be cool. You got bullish divergence on this? Anything? Helen, Martha, Mary? Oh, looky here. This is cool. This is cool. Look at this on the weekly. On the weekly. That's cool. We like that. That's a good sign. That's a good strike. For a long-term hold, or just to hold it a little bit longer to see if you can squeeze more lemon out of the water here. 25 cents. Could we do it? Could we do it? It'd be a good payday just for something to sit on that little spot wallet somewhere and make a 3x. Huh. What if we can get back over under this area of resistance? Was it about 34, 35? This song puts me in the mood. Fairport, great take. Thank you. I don't know what I said now, but okay, thank you. Strega says Vara's popping off. So we're starting to get a lot of things popping off right now. Kind of like popcorn, or we in popcorn season. You'll see that on altcoins, especially when Bitcoin dominance is kind of we're not exactly being friendly to us, but we're getting something out of it. You see some of these altcoins; they're all not going to move at the same time. So you'll see a narrative, a certain sector start popping off, or just certain random altcoins seem to pop off. Usually, you'll see sectors. There's bullish divergence here on the momentum wave. You said it was what? Oh, I'm on the weekly. That's why this is not looking impressive. Like, what the? It's not the... I'll zoom in. There we go. 4 hours looking good. 4 hour actually is looking good. Did we draw that? Well, I didn't draw it. Who said that? You can see that area. I would call it a double bottom. It's got technically 3 little humps there, but basically a double bottom. Support, resistance, and now support. Resistance and then now support. I like the moving averages are flipping over in the 4 hour. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, I like that 12, 13 cent area. That's worth holding up for, I think. Get paid. Get paid, get laid. Get laid, get paid. Now what would your job be? If I got paid, get laid. That's better than YouTube. That would be awesome. Why? Where's that? Application, please. All right. All right. The music's making me crazy. Any memes worth picking up in this pullback? I feel like my portfolio isn't quite terrifying my wife enough yet. I've been. The last couple of streams we did go over more meme coins. I was focusing on a lot of them the last couple of streams. I didn't have my list out tonight. I will probably do that again tomorrow night, because they are starting to pop off. Anyone in particular that I'm thinking of? A lot of them have already started moving, so we just have to catch a pullback. A couple of weeks ago we mentioned a few memes, and that was really the good time to start looking at when nobody else was, when they're making us sick. Any of them coming to the top of my head? I was looking at Miro, but I think that was one of the ones I was looking at before it started taking off again, but I think it finally started popping. I think most of them have started popping, and now they're starting to go through a little pullback. And I think that we're going to still see prices come. Let's take a look at total 3 or others. So they're still working their way down. I tell you what, I just off the top of my head, I really can't think of anything that that's just gnawing at me. But I will look back. I'll make a list and I'll do some more meme coins tomorrow night. I mean, here we go. Because I got the whole list of them. I do know Popcat, I was playing that one because she was down like 20 something cents, 19 cents at some point, or 16 cents at some point. Nah, she's too high. A lot of them have already started taking off, so yeah, we'll have to come back and to play right, really come back and look for a retest of them, and I think it's coming. I wouldn't doubt to see Popcat somewhere around back around 30. But I'll try to do that. I'll probably focus on memes tomorrow and we start taking a look at them. That way we scare your wife. All right. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. We've been going for about 10 hours, or not 10 hours, but 2 hours and 10 minutes. So time to end this stream, but I appreciate you for hanging out. Thanks for all the support. And Strega says, I'm not trading for all-time high. I'm waiting just for 20%. Let's go get that money, baby. These pretzels are making me thirsty. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Let me say, oh, I'm on Top Chat. I didn't know that. That sucks. And thank you for the fan funding. Avi Medina, thank you for the $2 super chat. Very much there. And we'll come back and we will look at memes a lot tomorrow too, as well as anything else. But I should have just went by that list tonight. We'll do a recap on it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. See ya tomorrow. And anytime you're ready, Sean. Sean? Oh, you're waiting on me. You're waiting on... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here, there you go. There you go, right there. Right there. See? Thank you, Sean. All right, anytime. I'm glad to be helpful. I'm pretty good at this job. Sean, you ever heard of Dunning-Kruger syndrome? No, but Grandpa had Alzheimer's. Is that something like that? No. You don't need any medicine for it. A lot of people have it. I think of a few YouTubers that have Dunning-Kruger syndrome. Oh, well, it make you. Is it like a superpower? Yeah, you could say it's like a superpower. It is to you, anyway. I mean, you think it's a superpower. Well, I do what I can do because I can do pretty gosh darn good when I do it. Just keep doing what you do when you do it, Sean. Yeah. I was, I was the fastest button pusher in school. We used to have these little competitions over on the telephone. I was out there just punching them buttons like crazy. So I'm still good at it. And, it's still pretty sharp at it. You push my buttons all the time, Sean. You are a good button pusher. I will agree. Oh, here's the button for the microphone, right? Oh, it's still on. You suck, Sean. Not trading looks. Joe, are you going live? I forgot to ask. Joe, are you going live tonight? Or are we going over? We're going to hang out at Joe's? He may be going live. I don't know for sure. I'll be checking. Probably lurking. See you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Let's let the dog wave and say good night, John boy. Good night, John boy. Not the dog. Okay. Sean, there's a dog on here that waves. That's. Oh, you're waiting on me. Oh, my bad.